morning students, I am here Miss Pratima, your science teacher. Today I am going to explain you chapter number 2 for class 8 science. Okay? Alright. So we have already learned about what are the microbes and how we can see it, where does it found. Okay students? So we have already studied how microorganisms can be classified into 5 groups as virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae. Understood? And characteristics of viruses I have already explained, even bacteria, which I will mention in detail. Everything I explained in the previous video. Okay? So here we are going to discuss from the topic, where do microorganisms live? So normally we cannot see the microorganisms as they are very smaller in size. They are very microscopic. We need the microscope to see them. Okay students? So if we look at our surrounding, likewise air, soil and water, they are present in abundant. Who are present in abundant? Microorganisms are the tiny creatures which we cannot see with our naked eyes. Clear? This we can do by the following activities. For example, we will collect a sample of soil. Okay, we will collect sample of soil on a plate or anything, and we can observe it under the microscope. Then we will find that there are number of microorganisms which are being present there. Understood? That means air, soil and water are the places where microorganisms are found in abundant or in very large amount. Here, next topic here that I am going to explain is uses of microorganisms. Here, till now, if we talk about the microorganism, we were normally thinking that microorganisms are always harmful for us. They cause this disease, that disease. We were not knowing that they can be used for the production of any products. Okay. So now we are learning the uses of microorganisms. Means all the microorganisms are not harmful. They can be beneficial. They can be used for the production of various things. Okay. Under this use of microorganisms, I am going to explain you the subheading. First one, it is commercial use of microorganisms. Means microorganisms can be used for commercial purposes. That means whenever we are producing or whenever we are manufacturing anything on large scale, we say it is a commercial use. Understood? So here we are learning the commercial use of microorganisms for the production of alcohol, wine and vinegar. Understood? For the production of alcohol, wine and vinegar, yeast. Yeast is what? It is a form of fungi, or it is a type of fungi which has been used for the manufacture of these products on large scale. Clear students? Okay. And for these purposes, what we have to do? We are taking what? Sugar, and we will convert it into alcohol. Understood? By the process of fermentation. Means the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. Okay? And this term fermentation was given by the Louis Pasteur for the first time. Yeah? Next is medicinal use. Till now, we were not knowing that microorganisms can be used for the production of medicines. Okay, here we are studying that medicines can be also prepared or made by using the microorganism. Clear students? Okay. So here antibodies. Antibodies are what? These are the proteins which are being released by our body when any microorganism enters into our body. Understood? So antibodies kill the growth of the microorganism. Understood? For example, here few medicines which are streptomycin which is called as Nitrosomonas and Azotobacter. Okay, these are the bacteria which help in fixation of nitrogen. That means we can tell that the nitrogen fixer. Okay, nitrogen fixer which are found in the roots of the leguminous plants. Now, what are these leguminous plants? The plants which have the legume, for example, pea, pulses and all. Okay, and even these beans. Clear? So, what happened in their roots? That bacteria, which we call as the rhizobacteria, are present and they live in symbiotic association, and there they form the legume-like structure and which help in the fixation, natural fixation of the nitrogen. And nitrogen is a substance which is being used by all the green plants in very high amount. Understood? So in this manner, the requirement of nutrient is being recovered by the microorganism. Understood? So we can say that microorganism helps in increasing the fertility of the soil. Clear? Okay, next application or use of microorganism, that is for cleaning the environment. Okay, here we see that many living organisms. Likewise, if any plant leaves or part of plants are being thrown here and there, or leaves are being shed from the tree, in the similar manner like an organism, like animals, they die. So where their body parts go, they are being eaten or they are being decomposed by the microorganisms which are being present normally in the soil. Hence, they do not allow any waste material to remain in the soil. That means they clean the environment by the decomposition of the waste material which are being found in the surrounding. Understood? Okay, so we can say cleaning of the environment is being done by the microorganism. That means microorganisms play a very important role for cleaning our environment. Clear? Okay. Next is, till now we have studied the uses of microorganisms. Now we will learn the harmful aspects or harmful microorganisms. Okay. Now basically here we will learn all the microorganisms which are being harmful for us. That means which may cause harmful effect or which may cause certain disease into our body. Clear, students? Okay. So what do we call if any microorganism is causing harm to our body? What do we call that microorganism? Pathogen. Understood? Pathogen means disease causing microorganism. Clear? Pathogen means what? Disease causing microorganism. That means all the microorganisms which are found in our nature causes different harmful effects, and they are responsible for causing different types of disease. That means, for example, if any person who is suffering from any one type of disease like jaundice, okay, and if any person who is suffering from cold and cough, so the person who is suffering from this disease are not being affected, or this disease are not being caused by the same microorganism. There are two different types of microorganisms which are responsible for causing the disease. Clear, student? So whenever we go to any doctor when we suffer from any disease, particularly what doctors they are doing, they take the blood samples, urine samples, and they are doing various types of tests, and on the basis of symptoms and their tests, they also get confirmed that we are suffering from this particular type of microorganism. Then only they tell us whatever the instruction we should follow to save ourselves or to cure ourselves from the particular disease. Clear? Okay. So this pathogen can be harmful for both human beings, animals as well as plants. Understood? Means pathogens or the microorganisms. Means all the microorganisms which are harmful which cause disease in our body, to them only we are calling this a pathogen. Clear students? Okay. So this pathogen or the microorganisms can be harmful for all the living organisms. Not only for human beings, not only for animals, but they cause various severe diseases in case of plant as well. Clear? Okay. So we can classify here the types of disease. Clear? One is communicable disease, another one is deficiency disease. So all the communicable disease are the disease which can be transferred from one person to another person easily. For example, I am suffering from cold and cough. If any person who is sitting near to me, standing near to me, if I am sneezing, so the water droplets will reach to the next person who is near to me, and in this way the virus which is responsible for causing cold and cough will get transferred to another person, and in this manner the other person will also affected by this cold and cough. Understood? So here we will say communicable disease means all the diseases which can be easily transferred from one person to another person. For example, it may happen in various ways. For example, when we use another person's belongings, for example clothes, towels, comb, glasses used, then also it can transfer. For example, if we are very near to another person, that means in direct contact. Understood? Or this communicable disease may be transferred by air, water, etc. Okay? So all the diseases which can be easily transferred to another person, we will call them as communicable diseases. Next is deficiency disease. Deficiency means the lack or the disease which are being caused due to the lack or the lack of particular type of nutrient. Yeah? Okay. So here we need to take care that all deficiency diseases which are being caused due to the deficiency or lack of particular type of nutrient can be cured easily, whereas all communicable disease which we are suffering from can be also cured by following certain preventive measures. Okay students? Okay. Now there are different types of diseases which are being mentioned in your book. There is a table given on your book. I will come afterwards. Okay. Here the food preservatives. Okay. We know that there are being various types of food items which are being obtained from different types of sources. Okay. So if the food which we are going to store is not being preserved by following certain ways, the food will get spoiled. Understood? So we need to take precautions. That means the purpose of storing the food is to keep the food items away from or safe from the microorganism, because when the once microbes will start growing, it will spoil the food. Understood? Okay. Next. So students, today I have explained you the topics. Where do microorganisms live? That means air, water and soil are the places where the microorganisms live. Next one, microorganism and us. That means microorganisms, how they can be helpful, how they are useful for us. Okay, then friendly microorganism. Here I told you that all the microorganisms are not always harmful. They can be used for our different types of benefits. Then likewise here making of curd and bread are been also done, which we have already studied in our previous class, that is class 7. That preparation of curd is been done by using the bacteria, lactobacillus bacteria, and bread by using the yeast. Yeast is what? Fungi. Clear? Okay. So, okay. Then I explain you what are the uses of microorganism. First we discuss commercial use of microorganism. That means how the microorganisms can be used for the production of various substances on large scale. Understood? We discussed already these things. Then here the term is given fermentation. I told you already, it is the process of converting sugar into alcohol by using the yeast. Yeast is what? It is a type of fungi. Understood? So the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as the fermentation. And this term was first coined by the Louis Pasteur. Okay. Next, after this, we discuss the medicinal use of microorganism. That means how the microorganisms can be used for making the medicines or for the preparation of the medicines. Understood? Okay. Here there is the term explain antibodies. Antibodies are the medicines, okay, which we obtain from the microorganisms, and they help in killing the disease causing microorganism. Understood? Means they kill the growth of the microorganisms. For instance, here this one, streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin, these are certain types of antibiotics which are being obtained from fungi and bacteria. That means we can say medicines can be also prepared by using the microorganism. Clear? Then here also the various types of antibiotics which can be used for curing various diseases in animals also mentioned here. Likewise in poultries and all. Okay, here. Then here the vaccine. We know that each and every person may be vaccinated with certain to prevent ourselves from various types of diseases. Understood? So what is this vaccine? Means whenever we are suffering from any disease, okay, or whenever any microbe enter into our body, so what happen? Our body releases the protein, because our body also has the immune system to fight against anything which enter in our body. Understood? So if anything invade or enter into our body, there is the system which will help us to fight against that microorganism. Understood? So the substances or the protein which are being released by our body to fight against any type of microbe, that is called as the antibody. Understood? We know that all small kids are being provided with certain types of vaccines to prevent them from various types of diseases. Till now, many vaccines are being discovered. For example, vaccines are available for cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox, hepatitis, etc. Okay. And there are been various camping are been also going on in the whole world to prevent ourselves from various types of diseases. Okay. Then next one, we have already discussed increasing soil fertility. Means how this microorganism helps in increasing the fertility of the soil. In this increasing fertility means basically the microbe which we call as the rhizobacteria, which help in what? Increasing the fixation of the nitrogen. Means we can say they are the biological nitrogen fixers. In the similar manner, blue-green algae and bacteria, they are helpful for increasing the fertility of the soil. Just have a look here on figure 2.7. There are the diagrams of nitrogen fixers are given. This is what algae, they help in what? Increasing the fertility of the soil by fixing the nitrogen. Okay. Then afterwards we have discussed cleaning the environment. Means all the waste material which is present in our surrounding, especially the degradable one. Okay, means the waste from the plants and animals, all are being decomposed by the